Good morning, Novi, and welcome to today's edition of the Cat's Eye News. I'm Weston Scott.
And I'm Preston Richards. Well, You Matter Week is coming to an end, and on this Green and White Day, Counselor Sarah Lapart talks to us about how we can support those around us who are struggling with mental illness.
I think when you have friends that struggle with mental health issues, you can be a good friend by listening to them, being there for them when they need somebody, but also setting up healthy boundaries. So you want to make sure that you aren't the only person that they're coming to, that they have some other supports, especially grown-ups with high school students. Being a good friend and listening is very important, but then when it gets above and beyond what you can handle, knowing when to ask for some extra help. I think also just being aware of what it looks like, that it's not something to be afraid of or to not talk about, that it's something that we all should be comfortable talking about, and understanding that, you know, we all have issues, whether it be mental health issues or physical issues. You know, we're all unique and different, and knowing that that's just part of who we are, and that we can support each other and encourage each other in the things that maybe are other people's weaknesses or our strengths, and so just kind of helping each other out that way.
To wrap up You Matter Week, Spud will be hosting a Speak Out session today at 2:10 p.m. in room 247 with food and refreshments. Today is also the last day of Staff Appreciation Week. We're putting a spotlight on 2 more teachers to close out the week. The first teacher is well loved for her warm personality and the efforts she goes to for her classes and her students.
All right, Mrs. Mercer, you think that I'm not interviewing another teacher for Teacher Appreciation Week, but I'm actually putting a video together to appreciate you, because you're literally so dedicated to all of your classes, but I feel like you're rarely recognized for that.
Mrs. Mercer is probably the most dedicated teacher I know. She's stayed after school multiple times until 12 o'clock at night, and that's a lot later than most teachers would stay for a student. And the only reason she does it is because our yearbook is due, and you can't like exceed that deadline, because then people won't get their yearbook. So she's really dedicated.
Mrs. Mercer is a new teacher at the school, and despite how new she is, she's still extremely dedicated and passionate about what she's teaching us. I have her for yearbook, and we've spent countless nights here working tirelessly on those pages, and no matter what, she's had like this really upbeat, positive attitude, like despite being in a very, I don't know, depressive, exhaustive state of mind. So it's, I don't know, it's just really relieving being with someone like that, especially an adult.
Not only are you extremely dedicated to all of your classes, but you're literally so compassionate. I remember on my first day of TV News, you told us as we walked into class that your teachers never said hello to you as you entered your classes, and you felt like you didn't really have connections with your teachers. So you strove to try to make connections with us and say hello to us every time you enter the classroom. And I feel like that literally just sums up the kind of person you are. You're so compassionate and kind, and you want to make sure that everyone knows that they're loved.
He's always just so happy to like see us in class each day. It's just like when you come into her room, you just feel like a sense of relief. It's just, oh, hey, Miss Mercer, how's it going? And she's always like so happy to greet us all and making sure that we feel like extra positive, optimistic, and motivated each day.
She's got a great personality. She's always bubbly and happy, even when we're making her mad and like playing annoying sounds that she hates. She still is like always happy and gives us candy and feeds us, and she's great.
Your cookies are also pretty great.
She makes the best cookies ever. It's her family recipe. She always brings them in when we have deadline parties, and they're really yummy, and they're gooey, and they're soft.
Happy Teacher Appreciation Week, Mrs. Mercer.
The second teacher we're highlighting is adored for similar traits. Students admire the, quote, family feel she creates in her classroom, and they love how personable she is.
I was very involved in my choirs in high school, and I always loved working with kids in high school. And so when it was time for me to decide what I wanted to do with my life, I knew I wanted to be as happy as possible. And so being a music teacher was just an obvious fit for me.
Miss Schurig kind of like the mom of the school, in my opinion. I know I can always go to her for anything. When I started out, it was more like, oh, how am I going to impact other people? Like, I was always so self-conscious about it, but then with Schurig, I became more confident in myself and aware of how I fit into a group.
My favorite part of my job is that I get to see you guys grow up. You know, I have so many kids for 4 years, and they come in as these gawky freshmen and they leave as adults ready to go take on the world, and watching you guys grow not only as musicians but as people as well, it's a really special thing that I don't take for granted. I consider it one of the most special aspects of my job, and it's just really wonderful because I really get to know you guys.
Choir has been something that I can always look forward to, even if I'm having a bad day. She cares about every single person. Like, when she walks into the room, she looks at you and she says hi to you, and I feel like that's something that's really important to me, is having a connection with a teacher, especially in a class I enjoy.
She's really one of the nicest people I've ever met. She cares so much about every single student, and she makes the whole classroom environment sort of just feel like a family. It's been a great semester, and probably one of the best decisions I've made was joining.
Make sure you thank your teachers, administrators, and support staff members for all they do today and every day.
Sunday is the last day to purchase senior shirts online for $12 or $15 with rhinestones. Juniors, make sure to purchase yours so you can wear them in a few short weeks when the seniors take off.
There will be an a cappella concert next Tuesday, May 8th at 7 p.m. in the First Auditorium. Admission is free. Come see your friends perform without any instruments. That's all we have for today's school news. Now over to Eric with your sports report.
Thanks, Preston. And what's up, Wildcats? Last night, girls soccer won their match against Stevenson, picking up 1 goal and not allowing Stevenson to score at all. Jessie Brandy made the only shot with an assist from Leah Marie. Today, the boys and girls track team have an invitational against Bay City Western. Also playing today is the boys varsity baseball team. They are competing against Grand Blanc at home at 4. Come out and support your fellow Wildcats. That's all for the sports report today. Now back to the desk.
That's it for the news today. I'm Weston.
And I'm Preston. If you're going to prom, stay safe and have a great time. Have a great weekend, Wildcats.
May the 4th be with you.